Yeah, because it feels like with the Patriots, you're on the ground floor of something that's going to be worth watching, where you have a coach that we all can agree is, has earned the right to have that job, that is respected across the league.
A lot of potential when it comes to the quarterback.
Most important position is a guy that everybody, I don't remember a guy getting more praise after doing less than Drake Maye has going into his second year.
Yeah.
ESPN had a story about big things to look for this year, and the guy basically said if Josh McDaniels is a fraction of what he was with Brady, Drake Maye is going to be one of the best players in the NFL. I hope so.
Yeah.
But
somebody was comparing his season to Jayden Daniels' season and suggesting that what Drake Maye did was more difficult.
That was that ESPN story.
Ben Solak of ESPN.
Yes.
Because of
my guy Solak.
Because
fellow
of less
DVOA hole.
Because of the lesser talent that he
Solak
has.
Smarter than Zolak, am I right?
I wouldn't like.
Here we go. I wouldn't, Jayden Daniels.
No, because Jayden Daniels took his.
Let me immediately defend.
He took his team to the playoffs. How can you compare the two?
They were just suggesting that what Drake Maye accomplished
was good
with what was around him.
Yes.
Was maybe more impressive than what Jayden Daniels.
No, I wouldn't.
That's all.
I wouldn't say that.
No,
I'm sure you wouldn't.
The idea, Wiggy, though, is that Patriots fans should have as much hope in Drake Maye as Commanders fans have in Jayden Daniels, specifically because of what Drake Maye was able to do with a miserable cast of characters.
Yeah, and I got plenty. I have all the hope in the world in Drake Maye. I think that same with Jayden Daniels, if I'm a Washington Commanders fan, I really feel confident about where Drake Maye is headed, what he's going to be doing. I think
here's the exact quote from the story. Jayden Daniels had a historically productive rookie season. The Commanders fan base and team brass should feel confident and inspired about the future of their quarterback position. However, I'm still as, if not more, impressed by what Drake Maye played with on that horrible Patriots offense last year. Statistically, he didn't hold a candle, but degree of difficulty, Maye was playing a completely different sport. I'll put it this way and hope that the Metropolitan DC doesn't come from my head. Patriots fans should feel as confident and inspired about the future at quarterback as Commanders fans do.
And I do.
Let's go.
And I do. I definitely do. I kind of agree with the part where he says as confident. I definitely agree with that. But Jayden Daniels, took that team to the playoffs. They were, they were a legitimate Super Bowl contender. And they stunk too, like you the year before. Granted, they did have Terry McLaurin. And he's better than anything you had.
And Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, and Cliff Kingsbury. The only issue that I have, and it's a way back issue.
Yes.
Is
that where they do that cheese thing at Cliff's Kingsbury? Guess what?
Cliff's Kingsbury? Kingsbury? Yeah, whatever. Cliff's.
I love Josh's McDaniel.
Yeah, I like Josh's McDaniels. But my only thing when I take a way back step and I look, and I just have a little bit of reservation for who Drake is throwing the football to. I like Steph Diggs. He looked good before he got hurt, but I don't want to be putting all my eggs into a receiver who's coming off ACL injury and is 32 for Drake Maye. Other than that, who else?
There's a lot of people who are saying that this is the worst take of all time. It's not our take.
No.
Also, those people have no joy in their life.
Well, they're the ones who argue he won one football game, Drake Maye.
Yeah, but they're saying I would still trade Drake Maye for Jayden Daniels.
Okay. That's fair, but I'm just if you put Drake Maye in the Jayden Daniels situation from last year, they still make the playoffs. They maybe don't win the first round of the playoffs against the Lions, but they're probably in the playoffs still.
Yeah, I would feel confident that they'd be a playoff team. My only concern is this year, do you feel comfortable with what your passing game potentially could look like? And right now, I don't. Because who's other than Hunter Henry, who's proven?
Steph Diggs.
But he's coming off an injury, so we don't know what Steph Diggs is. He's coming off an ACL injury. He's 30, 31.
He looks good on the boat.
Yeah, he does. Listen, if he performs like he did on the boat, then he's gonna be an all pro.
But how about?
Yeah. But honestly, Greg, I think Steph Diggs, but we don't know what he is because of the injury. So we kind of put him on the side. Everybody else in that room, do you feel confident?
No, but I think that what this year will do is it will either make Scheim and others in this guy at ESPN feel prescient that they were right, they were ahead of it. Because with all due respect to, what was the guy, Van Pelt last year?
Yes, yeah, and Cliff Kingsbury.
Alex's Van Pelt.
Right. Steph's dig is coming in, and there is no more room for the Drake Maye doesn't have X crowd. You have Josh McDaniels, you have Hunter Henry, you have Steph Diggs, you have one of these 6 receivers you've drafted the last 3 years that he should be able to elevate. The offense and the offensive line should be much better, which was the worst offensive line in the NFL.
Oh, see, that's my biggest fear, is that the offensive line is going to be bad. People are going to blame Drake. Again, it's going to be bad.
My biggest fear is death.
People are going to blame Drake Maye for the offensive line being bad, and it's going to be the Justin Herbert debate of, oh, this guy seems like he's pretty good, but he doesn't actually win anything.
See, I think it's going to be more Mac Jones conversation. Is he is good in some people's mind. I didn't agree with it, but they're going to be like, he has no talent. You can't.
Who?
Drake Maye.
Oh, around him?
Yeah, he has no talent around him. Stop with the Steph Diggs. I love Steph Diggs. And I think he was a great player in Buffalo, and I think he was doing really well last year before he got hurt. I just don't. He is a wild card. So let's remove him.
Does he get more touchdowns than there were women on the boat?
I would hope so. But let's remove him from the equation because we don't know what he could be. So you remove him from the equation. Your best offensive weapon in the passing game is Hunter Henry. Does that do anything for you?
No.
Right. So I don't understand. Like, I think Drake Maye has all the talent in the world.
Also, you're looking at like a potential upgrade on some of the guys who were here last season because they got a season under their belt.
What does that mean? I've seen plenty of guys have seasons under their belt.
You got a guy on your roster who has the best hands in the NFL.
Yeah, he might get cut.
Right. Like I've seen plenty of guys have a season under their belt, and then the next year they still stink.
You know what Scheim is going to say, and others, if Drake Maye struggles? The Josh McDaniels offense is very, very intricate. It takes a long time to pop.
No, that's not it at all. If Drake Maye struggles, which if he struggles, I think it's a product of his offensive line already. I'll get out ahead of that right now. But if you see him actually struggle like on the stat sheet as well, it's because McDaniels' offense stinks, not because it's too intricate.
All right.